In ancient Greece, Demeter, the goddess of the harvest and agriculture, ensured that the earth was bountiful and fertile. Her daughter, Persephone, was a young, radiant goddess who lived in harmony with her mother, spending her days among the flowers and fields. She was adored by the gods and mortals alike for her beauty and innocence. One day, while Persephone wandered alone in a meadow, something unexpected happened. Hades, the god of the underworld, had been watching her from afar. He had long desired a queen to rule by his side in the shadowy realm of the dead. Without warning, the ground split open beneath Persephone's feet, and Hades, riding his black chariot pulled by fearsome horses, emerged from the depths. He seized Persephone and took her down into the underworld. Persephone cried out for her mother, but her voice faded as she descended into the darkness. Demeter, hearing her daughter's cry, rushed to the meadow but found no trace of Persephone. Distraught, Demeter began a desperate search across the earth. She roamed from land to land, asking every living creature if they had seen her daughter. Her sorrow grew deeper each day as Persephone remained missing. As Demeter's grief consumed her, she abandoned her duties as the goddess of agriculture. The earth, once green and lush, turned barren. Crops failed, plants withered, and a great famine spread across the land. Mortals suffered, and prayers to the gods went unanswered. The world seemed to be on the brink of ruin. Meanwhile, in the underworld, Persephone was heartbroken. She longed for her mother and the warmth of the sun. Though Hades tried to comfort her and offered her riches and power, Persephone felt trapped in the cold, lifeless realm. Days turned into weeks, and still, Demeter wandered the earth in search of her daughter. Her grief became so overwhelming that she withdrew to a hidden cave, refusing to allow the earth to bear fruit. The other gods grew concerned. Zeus, the king of the gods, realized that if Demeter's sorrow continued, all life on earth would perish. He summoned the messenger god, Hermes, and ordered him to travel to the underworld to bring Persephone back to her mother. Hermes, swift and cunning, descended into the dark realm of Hades. When Hermes arrived, he found Persephone sitting on a throne beside Hades, but she was pale and sorrowful. Hades knew that Zeus had sent Hermes, and he could not deny the king of the gods. But before releasing Persephone, Hades offered her some food, a single pomegranate. Persephone, unaware of the consequences, ate 6 seeds from the fruit. Hermes escorted Persephone back to the surface, where she was joyfully reunited with her mother. Demeter's happiness was overwhelming, and the earth blossomed once more. Plants sprouted, flowers bloomed, and crops flourished. However, their joy was short-lived. Zeus, realizing that Persephone had eaten food from the underworld, had to enforce an ancient rule. Anyone who consumes the food of the dead must remain in the underworld. But since Persephone had only eaten 6 seeds, a compromise was reached. For 6 months of the year, Persephone would return to the underworld to rule as Hades' queen. During this time, Demeter would mourn, and the earth would grow cold and barren, bringing autumn and winter. But for the remaining 6 months, Persephone would return to the surface, and the earth would come back to life, bringing spring and summer. Thus, the cycle of the seasons began, with Persephone's annual descent and return marking the changing of the earth. Her story became a symbol of death and rebirth, showing the balance between sorrow and joy, loss and reunion.